get some more context on how relations between Russia and Turkey have been since this incident. Ruchan Kaya joins us. He's an international relations expert at the Hassan Institute. Ruchan, thank you very much for joining us. Now, Lavrov and Çavuşoğlu met in Belgrade yesterday. Although nothing significant came out, do you think this was maybe a first step in, quote, normalizing relations between the two countries?
Well, honestly, as you said, I'm not really expecting anything positive coming out of this series of interactions between the Turkish government and the Russian one. As you said, the talks, after the talks, Çavuşoğlu was pretty positive, but we've seen Lavrov to be quite dismissive, saying that there was nothing new from the Turkish side. I guess the Russian government was expecting more Western support to their accusations against Turkey, in terms of the relations between the supposed relations between Turkish government and the opposition forces and ISIS, in the region. And from what we have seen, the US and NATO were quite dismissive to these accusations. And I guess the anger of Putin yesterday, while he was speaking in his homeland, and Lavrov's dismissive actions against, Çavuşoğlu were, somehow, related to this, U.S. and NATO dismission of Russian actions.
Ruchan, President Putin announced that sanctions against Turkey would not only be limited to food. What other areas do you think could be affected?
Well, I guess there are some misconceptions about Turkish-Russian relationship. Although we have good trade relationship with Russia, Russia has Russia is the winner out of these. We have around $31 billion of trade volume, but we only sell around $6 to $7 billion. And the rest is the Russian imports to the Turkish market. So in this sense, we already have a deficit of $18 billion. And if these sanctions continue, Turkey will also have its tools to divert its current relationship with Russia.
What do you think they could do?
Well, I guess in terms of energy or natural gas, there's not much to do, because both countries have commitments internationally, so they cannot really back out from this relationship. Russia has to be a reliable partner, because it's selling natural gas to not only Turkish market but also Europe. So if it ceases or if it backs out from this kind of relationship, it can be a problem with its relationship with Europe as well. So both sides have to stick to these agreements. But Turkey also imports other goods from Russia. Other coal, like oil. We can divert these trade goods to other markets. And although Turkey will have some problems in terms of trade with Russia, Russia will also have its fair share.
Okay. All right, Ruchan Kaya, we thank you for that analysis.
Thank you for having me.